Hey guys, it's Fantayzia and welcome to a video talking about everything right with The Sims 4. So usually I will make discussion videos about The Sims 4 when it comes to things like, wanting better babies and cars and just talking about the things we don't have that we need. I'll make videos just talking about things that are kind of wrong with The Sims 4. And this time I wanted to go ahead and do everything right with The Sims 4 for a little bit of a change. I've been wanting to do this for a little while, but I just hadn't gotten around to it yet and I hadn't made my list yet. But one of you guys actually tweeted me asking if I could do something like this, and it kind of pushed me to do it sooner because I was like, yes, I've been wanting to do that. Let's go ahead and get a list and just do this. So I have a list of some things here, and remember, this is my opinion, so there might be some things that you guys don't agree with and there might be some things you do agree with. So these are just things that I feel are right with The Sims 4. So very first thing is create a sim. So even though there is some things in create a sim that I wish was different when it comes to traits and when it comes to being able to put like multiple different relationships, I wish we could do like boyfriend and girlfriend and create a sim and stuff like that. I wish you could pick like their zodiac sign, likes and dislikes. But what I mean by create a sim is just creating the sim. So that part of create a sim is perfect to me. The only downside is the skin tones. But other than that, when it comes to, making the face, all of that fun stuff, the clothing options, even with no custom content, to me is the best. I feel like this is the best hair we've ever had with no CC. Like if you play on console but you have all the packs or even just half of the packs, I definitely feel like it's easier making a sim look good in The Sims 4 compared to The Sims 2 and The Sims 3 if you don't have any custom content. So I really like that because I could totally get rid of all my custom content if I had to, and I could still have fun making Sims, so that's great. And I love how I can push and pull anything on the faces, the body. I can just really customize my Sims the way I want to, so I appreciate that. Yes, there's no color wheel. I wish there was, but luckily, at least a lot of times custom content creators will make so many different swatches, so that's a plus. Just create a Sim, making a Sim as it is, I feel like is the best out of any Sim game. So the next one, I feel like this is something pretty much almost everyone will agree with. A lot of people say this, I see it all the time. Building. So building in The Sims 4 to me is the best out of all the Sims games. When I try to go back and build in The Sims 2 or The Sims 3, I'm just like, what is happening? I can't do it. Even furnishing. Like I can furnish in The Sims 2 and Sims 3, I totally can, but it's just a more miserable experience compared to The Sims 4. I feel like I'll go and build whenever in The Sims 4. I don't build all the time, but if I need to build something or if I have an idea of something I want to build, it's not like a stressful thing to go and do for me. I'm just like, let's go build. And it's like therapeutic and relaxing, and everything's just a lot easier. So if you're going in as a new builder, it's just a lot easier to get into and not be so aggravated with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like for roofs, for example, there's no auto roof, but I feel like the roofs are a lot easier to get around. They're just easier to make a decent looking roof. It doesn't even have to be perfect. It's easier to just get it to look okay looking, it won't look like a mess, and then just everything to do with building. We're getting so many updates to building, and I just think overall you can be so creative with it. The builds on YouTube for building are so good right now. Like there is just so many builds. There's so many Sims channels that are just strictly building channels, and they're able to do that because you're able to be so creative with builds nowadays, and there's just a never-ending amount of things you can build. So some builders are literally putting up a new build every other day, sometimes every day, like whatever. They just always putting up so many creative fun builds, and I just love that about The Sims 4. So next up is graphics. So graphics, to me personally, I know some people say they prefer The Sims 3 graphics the most, which The Sims 3 is very beautiful, but I feel like when it comes to graphics that kind of are more appealing to all players, I feel like The Sims 4 is just the perfect mesh of everything. I don't know if that's making sense, but I just feel like when it comes to The Sims 3, I feel like there's this divide where some people love it, some people hate it. Same with The Sims 2. But when it comes to The Sims 4, I feel like more people can agree that it's very just pleasing to look at, even with no custom content. The only downside for me is I feel like I wish the lighting was a little bit brighter, but with Eco Lifestyle, that's a little bit better now because as you make areas more green, it does get a little brighter. So, I mean, that's nice. But overall, I just feel like it has the best graphics with The Sims, with the worlds, with building, just everything just looks really great in The Sims 4. All the different worlds are just stunning. Next up is Toddlers. So I had to add them in here. It's the only life stage I did put in here because it's the only life stage that I feel like it just is better than all the other games. So, however, I love The Sims 2 and The Sims 3 Toddlers, but there's just certain things about The Sims 4 Toddlers that I feel like they did the best when it comes to cuteness level, when it comes to them having their own skills, their own traits, and just the way they act, I feel like is the most lifelike. They act the most to me like real life toddlers. Like if I think back to when my husband's niece was like, 3, 4, well, not 4, I guess like 2, 3, yeah. I feel like she acted so much like the toddlers in the game. That's weird to say, but I just feel like she acted so much like the toddlers. I just really like the way they do everything. I like the way they like move their hands around and the little noises they make, and when they throw a tantrum, I feel like it looks so realistic. I also feel like the traits for the toddlers are done very well, unlike the traits for the adults, which is kind of sad, but I feel like the toddler traits were done better. And I think it's because they did a lot more limited traits and they're just working with a life stage that is just smaller, and I don't know, that's like just an excuse, to be honest. But I just feel like they did really, really well on the traits. I feel like the toddlers actually act different from one another, which is a great thing to see. So next up is the world scenery. So we talked about graphics, but world scenery is kind of like a different story for me. I feel like the world scenery is absolutely beautiful. Sims 3 world scenery is pretty beautiful too, I gotta say. But I just feel like the Sims 4 again has that look to it where just the game, no mods, nothing like that. You can go around and take like scenic pictures and it looks beautiful. Like, oh my god, if you go in like Sulani or Windenburg or the New World, Evergreen Harbor, I was going around and taking like little clips from the first episode of my Let's Play, and I was just like, oh my god, I love this. It just looks so nice to just look around the world. Of course, the downside is that a lot of the parts of the world are like you can't go to them, but nonetheless, just the world scenery is always stunning with like every world they come out with, So I really appreciate that. Next up is a really important one to me, and I say this all the time in videos. If you watch me regularly, you know how important this is to me. Busy lots. So if you don't know what I mean, basically, if you have your sim go to the nightclub, it's just filled. Now, of course, you go to some lots and there's not that many sims, but usually that's when you go to a lot that's like set as generic or something. But if a lot is set as like a bar or a nightclub or a park, it's populated. Like there is sims around doing things and there's sims coming and going. Like it's just, I love that. I want the lots to feel alive. That was my one problem with The Sims 3, and then something I loved about The Sims 2. So that's why for The Sims 4, I was happy they did closed world, but then I was wishing they did open neighborhoods. So it was like half open, half closed, because I feel like that's the perfect in between, so the lots could still be populated. But anyway, I just think that's so important for gameplay. Going to like a nightclub, for example, and everyone's dancing and jamming, having a good time, getting their drinks. You can go and meet new Sims. Like sometimes in The Sims 3, I'd go to a bar and like no one's there, and it's like, okay, well, this is lame. Like they can't even party. Like what am I doing here? And that would happen to me way too often. There was mods that could make more Sims spawn in, but it just really sucked. So Sims 4 was like a total turnaround with that, and it's one of my favorite things about the game. That sounds really lame, but I'm gonna be real. That's one of my favorite things about the game. When it comes to just the game with nothing in it, just pure like vanilla game, that I love that. I love that my sim can go anywhere and there's sims for them to talk to and meet and all of that fun stuff. There's just stuff going on. So that's a big, big plus for me. Next thing may actually be something that a lot of you guys don't agree with, but I'm going to explain why I put this as something, because usually I wouldn't put this as something good about The Sims 4, but emotions. So before you guys freak out at me, because I know emotions are not that great. I know they need to do a better job on them. We need a whole overhaul for the emotions. I completely agree with all the people that say that. However, why I put it in here is actually because I feel like if done correctly, aka if they update them, I feel like this is a very right thing with The Sims 4. I feel like putting emotions in The Sims 4 was a good direction. Did they do the best job on them? Not exactly, but I know they can do them better because I have all these mods, Slice of Life, for example, that kind of makes the emotions feel amazing. So I know that mods can make the emotions be exactly how I would picture them to be with base game. So if they update them, I feel like they can make them so much better like that. And hopefully that happens, because overall, I feel like putting emotions in the game was such a right move because it gives the Sims more personality. However, it's kind of lacking that because they need to do a better job on them. But I still have to put it on the list because I just feel if they didn't have emotions in The Sims 4 and look at all the other things they're missing, what would we have that is making our Sims different from one another? Like, you know, at least the Sims feel different ways from each other. At least, you know what I mean? So I just had to be on the list. So next thing is another really important thing to me. These are not in order, by the way, because some of my really important things are at the bottom of the list. So this is a big thing. All the worlds are connected. This is so amazing, okay? In previous Sims games, literally, Sims 1, 2, 3, okay, you pick a world you want to live in and that's it. Unless you have a mod where you can move them. But even then, if you don't bring every Sim your Sim knows with them, they're going to lose those relationships, and it's just lame. In The Sims 4, I love the freedom that we can go from world to world to world. A Sim from Oasis Springs will come over to Windenburg. The only time I don't like it is when Sims from like Realm of Magic are coming into like Willow Creek. That's a little weird, but overall though, I love how the Sims from different worlds can just come wherever they want. I love how you can move to any world whenever you please in just a matter of a click, and you don't lose any relationships. You don't lose your job. You don't lose anything. All the worlds are just connected. That is something I appreciate so much, and it literally is kind of a game changer to me. I can't lie. Like, that is something I love. This is why there's so many things in The Sims 4 that bother me, but I love it so much and I play it every day because there's just things that they put in The Sims 4 that make it more convenient than the previous Sims games. You know, when there's just certain things where you're like, oh, I need so many mods to make the gameplay good, but we have good criticism, we have good build, we have like, you know, populated lots, we have the best toddler. Like, all these little things add up and just make it like your preferred game. Does that make sense? So yeah, all the worlds are connected. Big plus to me. That was so right in my opinion. And last but not least, I feel like this one is an obvious one. It runs the best. So depending on your computer, it might still lag for you. However, I do feel like it runs the best for the generation we're in, the graphics, all the packs we have. It runs the smoothest. Like, if you have all the packs and you have a laptop that's like an average laptop, you could run it. I have an old laptop that has a super old graphics card now. It's like 8 years old. And it has about 8 GB of RAM, and it's just super old, okay? And it's getting slow, but it can still run The Sims 4. It doesn't run it as smooth as my desktop, but it still runs it really good. And then my old desktop I actually still use to play Sims on my own, and that laptop or that desktop is really old too. Like, I don't even know. Like 6 years old, maybe 5 or 6 years old, maybe 5. I don't know. But even when I bought it, it was on clearance, so it was already like getting old. It was gonna be completely stop being sold. I bought it on clearance. It already had kind of an oldish graphics card and stuff like that, and it still runs The Sims flawlessly. So that's amazing. And it wasn't that expensive either. So that's great. My desktop now, you know, it's a big upgrade, big difference, but nonetheless, even a lower grade desktop can handle it, which is great. So you guys, that's pretty much everything right with The Sims 4 in my eyes. So if you guys have anything else that you guys feel is right with The Sims 4, comment it down below. If you guys agree with anything, let me know. I know some of us are going to have different opinions on what we love and don't love about The Sims 4, but those are the things that I love, and those are the things that I feel like are right with the game, that make the game enjoyable for me. So you guys, that's pretty much it. We're going to do our notification Fantacorn fam shout out at the end here. So this one goes to Carrie Ann, and thank you so much. I'm so happy you came to my video right as you got off work. You're the best. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you guys want a chance to be in a notification Fantacorn fam shout out, all you gotta do is comment down below on any video. You can comment anything you want, or you can comment some unicorn emojis and turn your notifications on. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day, and don't forget to leave some positivity down below. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.
You gotta listen up. There's not a thing that I can't get from you. Boy, I don't need that much.